Today's video is about Ludwig van Beethoven, the man who changed the face of classical music. Born in a small German city of Bonn in December 1770, Beethoven's life was embedded with music from the very start. His father, Johann, a singer and instrumentalist in the court of the Elector of Cologne, recognized his son's musical talent at a tender age and took it upon himself to nurture this gift. Johann's teaching methods were rather harsh and often involved long, strenuous hours of practice. Yet, his approach bore fruit when a young Ludwig made his first public performance at the tender age of 7, a performance that left the audience in awe of his precocious talent. This early stage experience was a significant milestone that marked the beginning of Beethoven's lifelong journey in music. In the year 1787, a significant turning point occurred in Beethoven's life. He moved to the cultural hub of Europe, Vienna, with an intent to study under the renowned composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Vienna was the epicenter of classical music, a place where Beethoven's talent could truly flourish. Unfortunately, Beethoven's stay in Vienna was cut short as he had to return to Bonn due to his mother's deteriorating health. Despite the setback, Beethoven's short stint in Vienna had a profound impact on his musical style. He was deeply influenced by Mozart's compositions, and this inspiration was evident in his early works. Beethoven's early life was a mix of rigorous training, public performances, and a desire to learn from the best. These experiences not only shaped his musical style but also prepared him for the challenges that lay ahead. His journey was not always smooth sailing, yet the trials and tribulations he faced only served to fuel his passion for music. This early exposure to music set the stage for Beethoven's future greatness. It honed his skills, shaped his musical style, and prepared him for the challenges that lay ahead. Beethoven's journey, like his music, is a testament to the power of perseverance, passion, and the indomitable human spirit. In Vienna, Beethoven quickly established himself as a virtuoso pianist. This was a city of music, a city of opportunity, and for Beethoven, it was a city of growth. The young maestro was not content with just being a performer. He had a burning desire to perfect his craft, to learn from the best, and to make his mark in the world of classical music. So he sought out the renowned composer Joseph Haydn and began studying under his guidance. Haydn, impressed by Beethoven's talent and ambition, took him under his wing. This period was one of intense learning and development for Beethoven as he absorbed Haydn's expertise like a sponge, honing his skills, refining his style, and expanding his musical vocabulary. But Beethoven wasn't just learning and composing in solitude. He was also making himself known in the salons of the Viennese nobility. These were the social hubs of the city where the elite would gather to enjoy music and conversation. Here, Beethoven's performances enthralled audiences, his fingers dancing on the piano keys, his music resonating through the grand halls. His compositions, full of emotion and technical brilliance, captivated listeners, earning him admiration and respect. His early compositions, such as the Piano Sonata No. 1 in F minor, showcased his technical skill and emotional depth, marking him as a composer to watch. His music was innovative, pushing boundaries and challenging conventions. It was during this period that Beethoven began to be recognized as a worthy successor to the late Mozart, a testament to his burgeoning talent and unique voice. Yet, even as Beethoven was gaining recognition and success, he was also beginning to experience the first signs of a condition that would come to define his life. His hearing was starting to deteriorate. But Beethoven was not one to be easily daunted. His passion for music was unwavering, undeterred by the challenges that lay ahead. Despite experiencing early signs of hearing loss, Beethoven pressed on, his passion for music undiminished. As Beethoven's fame grew, so did his struggles with personal and health issues. Yet these adversities never eclipsed his creative genius. In fact, one could argue that they fueled it. Imagine being a composer and gradually losing the one sense that you rely on the most, your hearing. This was the cruel irony that Beethoven faced. By his late 20s, the maestro began to experience a persistent ringing in his ears, a condition known as tinnitus. As the years rolled on, his hearing deteriorated further until he was almost completely deaf. But did this silence his music? Far from it. Instead, he turned inwards, relying on the symphonies within his mind to continue composing. Beethoven's personal life was no less tumultuous. He never married, but his heart was not immune to the arrows of Cupid. He fell in love multiple times, often with women of higher social standing. But these love affairs invariably ended in heartbreak, adding more notes of melancholy to Beethoven's life symphony. One of the most troubling chapters of his personal life was his battle for custody of his nephew, Karl. Following his brother's death, Beethoven became embroiled in a lengthy and bitter legal dispute with his sister-in-law. This emotionally draining battle took a toll on his health and peace of mind, yet amidst these struggles, Beethoven composed some of his most profound and enduring works. His Fifth Symphony, with its iconic four-note motif, became a symbol of fate knocking at the door. The Ninth Symphony, a choral masterpiece, is considered one of the greatest achievements in Western music. And then there's the Moonlight Sonata, a hauntingly beautiful piece that continues to captivate audiences worldwide. These triumphs remind us that Beethoven was not just a victim of his circumstances, but also a victor over them. His music, born out of personal struggles and inner turmoil, resonates with the human spirit. Beethoven, though beset by personal struggles, continued to produce music that would stand the test of time. Beethoven passed away in 1827, but his music lives on. This is a testament to the enduring legacy of Ludwig van Beethoven, a man whose influence on music stretches far beyond his time. Beethoven's genius, his unique approach to composition, and his profound deafness all contributed to his lasting impact on the world of music. Transitioning from the classical to the Romantic era, Beethoven played a pivotal role in shaping the future of music. He expanded the symphony, sonata, and quartet, taking them to new heights. His Ninth Symphony, with its choral finale, was a groundbreaking work, pushing the boundaries of what a symphony could be. Beethoven's music was also revolutionary in its emotional depth. He did not shy away from expressing raw emotion in his compositions, a characteristic of the Romantic era. This was a significant departure from the more restrained emotional expression of the classical era. His Symphony No. 3, the Eroica, is a perfect example. Originally dedicated to Napoleon Bonaparte, who Beethoven admired for his democratic ideals, the dedication was famously scrubbed out when Napoleon declared himself emperor, betraying the ideals Beethoven held dear. The music itself mirrors this journey from admiration to disillusionment, a narrative unheard of in symphonic music before Beethoven. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Beethoven's legacy is his continued popularity today. His music is not just studied and respected, it is loved and listened to by millions. His symphonies are performed regularly by orchestras around the world, his piano sonatas are staples of the repertoire, and his string quartets are considered some of the finest ever written. Beethoven's music has also permeated popular culture. His melodies can be found in everything from movies to ringtones, and his life story continues to inspire new generations. His music has been sampled in pop songs, used in advertising, and even sent into space on the Voyager spacecraft, a testament to its universal appeal. Beethoven's life was one of both struggle and triumph, but through it all, his music continues to inspire and captivate. His legacy is not just in the notes he wrote, but in the way his music continues to touch hearts and minds centuries after his death. Ludwig van Beethoven, a name synonymous with classical music, lived a life as dramatic and moving as his compositions. Born in the small city of Bonn, Germany, this prodigious composer rose from humble beginnings to become a titan of classical music. His journey was not a smooth ascent to fame and fortune, but rather a tumultuous path marked by personal tragedies and health challenges. Despite losing his hearing in his late 20s, a catastrophe for any musician, Beethoven persisted, demonstrating an indomitable spirit and an unwavering dedication to his craft. His music was a reflection of his life's experiences, imbued with a breadth of emotion and depth of personal expression that continues to resonate with audiences to this day. From the heroic strains of his Third Symphony, Eroica, to the profound despair and eventual triumph expressed in his Ninth Symphony, Beethoven's music encapsulates the human experience in all its complexities. His influence on the world of music is immeasurable. He revolutionized the symphonic form, expanded the scope of sonata and concerto, and breathed new life into chamber music. His bold, innovative compositions laid the groundwork for the Romantic era, and his music continues to inspire composers and musicians around the world. But perhaps Beethoven's most significant achievement was his ability to overcome adversity. Despite the personal and health challenges that plagued him throughout his life, he never ceased to create, to innovate, and to express his innermost feelings through his music. His story serves as a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of music. In conclusion, Ludwig van Beethoven's life was a symphony in itself, a poignant narrative of struggle, resilience, and triumph set to the timeless melodies of his compositions. His legacy continues to resonate in the concert halls and homes of music lovers around the world. Ludwig van Beethoven, a towering figure in the world of music, continues to inspire us with his indomitable spirit and his timeless music.